How you doing, guys? How you doing, guys? Welcome to the channel. I have let me fix this. There we go. I have tried to fix a few things, try to improve a few things just to make it look better. Sorry, I have to wear this coat. I don't want people looking at the dress. Anyway, so guys, welcome to the channel. Like the video, share the video, and also subscribe if you're new. And now we're on the road to 3K. So trying to get 3K, as Pep Guardiola said at the beginning of the video, get Patrick to 3K. So I'm looking to get to 3K now so that we can move on, because we've been on 2K for almost a year now. So anyway, let's move on, guys. So it's going to be the Copenhagen or Hagen, or how they say, I think you say Copenhagen, versus Man City match reaction. Now, when I started the YouTube channel, I used to do things in a certain way, very organized. I used to organize things in a way that people have to understand them, then I explain them. So what I'm going to do today, I'll go back to the roots where I have a presentation for you guys. And this presentation, we're going to go on page by page, explain a topic, then I'll explain to you a topic, and it's from the game yesterday. But I've also got extra stuff we're going to talk about. Let me just go to the topic. So the topics today, we're going to talk about the overall performance. That's from the team yesterday, and we're going to talk about Nathan Ake. We're going to talk about Doku and Jack Grealish, and we're going to talk about Kevin De Bruyne and Foden, and also trust in Pep. But overall performance, I'll just touch on how the game was and how everything was, and then you understand in a few minutes. You're going to understand in a few minutes. Anyway, so we beat Copenhagen yesterday 3-1. This game should have been 7-0 or 7-1 or something. So it should have been a very big, very, very, very big margin of a scoreline. But obviously, football doesn't work that way. Sometimes, even as good as you play, you don't get the result you're looking for. But I'm trying to tell people who did not watch the game, this 3-1 is actually a compliment to Copenhagen because Man City played them off the park. From the first whistle, the movement of the players, how Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, and Grealish were overloading the left side, how they were interpassing, passing the ball, receiving the ball from each other. The defenders were on point yesterday, receiving the ball from Edison. Edison was on fire, obviously, until the mistake he made. We're going to talk about that later, which doesn't really matter, to be honest. But Walker, the whole team was on point. And now you can also tell that when John Stones is in this team, somehow the defense looks better and the team looks better. The way he was getting into midfield, receiving the ball with Rodri. Rodri goes in front. John Stones stays back. John Stones goes forward, and then Rodri stays back. It was amazing, guys. It was beautiful things. Even the hater who was one of the commentators, I keep forgetting his name. He said City have made the UCL boring. Yesterday, he himself said, "Oh my God, what am I watching?" And it was beautiful football. But all I say is the scoreline flatters Copenhagen because they were being outplayed. The only thing I didn't like about this game is Copenhagen and the ref. The ref was allowing a lot of fouls to be let go. And this is where we go to the fact that now Jack Grealish is injured. There's rumors that Bernardo Silva has a knock. So it's due to the fact that the ref was not blowing the whistle when Copenhagen players were trying to hack down our players. And I think I understand why they were doing that. It's because Man City were embarrassing them, no offense, at their own stadium. And imagine being embarrassed at your own stadium. I remember when I used to play football, and when people come to your stadium and embarrass you in front of your home stadium, you used to say, guys, at halftime, you used to say, guys, let's at least do something. Leave a mark on that best player or injure any of their players. It's bad, but it is what it is. Then from there on, it was just a comfortable game. Apart from that mistake by Edison where they scored, that was the first shot on target. Copenhagen had no shot on target. This is how dominant City were. This was beautiful but dangerous, I'm pretty sure, for the rest of the UCL teams. So that's how the game went overall. Nothing special to mention out. We're going to talk about that in individual players. I don't want to storm you with everything here, but guys, like the video. Okay, let's go on. I wanted to talk about Nathan Ake. And okay, okay. So I wanted to talk about Nathan Ake because for the past season, let's say for the past few seasons, we can say this guy has been one of the best defenders in the world. But obviously, in this world, especially for the football world, there's what you call this PR. There's you being popular, and there's also because your fan base talks too much, they'll put you in the media, they'll put you like one of the best defenders. But this guy, low key, has been one of the best defenders in Europe and one of the best defenders in the Premier League, and has been our best defender at City right now. This guy, he's playing at the top level. Let's not forget his contribution in the FA Cup, solo goals to get us to the next level against Arsenal. But only yesterday also, there was a ball that was curled in, and Copenhagen could have scored. But guess what? This guy, I don't even know how he got there, but it was a low header. He took the ball out, and that was going to be a goal. He's been amazing. The way he carries the ball these days, the way he picks his moments to attack, the way he picks his moments to stay back, to support, to help with the overloads to the left. Let me just say, Nathan Ake has been incredible. And this is the 40 million player that a lot of people were making fun of when he came from Bomna, saying he's coming from a relegation side. Why have Man City wasted time? People wanted this guy to go to Chelsea just a season ago. They wanted this guy. But I'm telling you right now, if you're talking about one of the best defenders in Europe, I'm pretty sure you're putting Nathan Ake in that top 5. People who want to put him in that top 5, as I said, are just people. Is Copenhagen. I don't know, man, how to say it. Is it Copenhagen? Is it Copenhagen? Whatever you call it. I don't know. Copenhagen, isn't it? Yeah, that's how you say it. Yeah. I really like Foden, even though he plays for City. No, Foden is a baller. We're going to talk about him. So, look, Nathan Ake has been amazing, very underrated by the media. As I said, maybe because he doesn't talk too much, maybe because he's not like William Saliba, who posts videos of others people naked in the dressing room. So we never know. Maybe that's the reason why people don't put so much respect on Nathan Ake. But Nathan Ake has been one of the best players in Man City and one of the best defenders in the league. So anyway, we move on to these two ballers right now. First of all, we're going to get stuck on this topic. Foden. So, Rio Ferdinand, who was a Man United defender who used to be world class himself, decided to say that Foden is world class, Saka isn't world class yet. Now, when let me type this out. Let me type this out because I think it'll be better. So, Rio said Foden is world class and Saka isn't yet. Okay, so we have it there. So I'm gonna just post that so that you can know exactly what I am saying. Okay, it's right there. So Rio said Foden is world class and Saka isn't yet. Obviously, Rio Ferdinand explained exactly what he meant. He said Foden for the past few years has played at a higher level than Saka, and Foden for the past few years has been in UCL semis, quarterfinals, where he's scored, where he's contributed. And obviously, Foden has been pivotal in City winning titles, and he's got more titles than Saka. Then he said Saka is not world class yet because Saka, even though has been playing very well for England and Arsenal, Saka hasn't played in the Champions League. Now the thing is this: a lot of Arsenal fans right now are triggered on Twitter. They are very angry. They went to the BT Sports or TNT page. They obviously did the usual where they go in the comments. They said, Rio, you don't know what you're talking about. Here's the GA for Saka. Look at Saka. Why does Foden get benched for England? Saka has been carrying Arsenal, blah, 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 blah. But the thing is, let me tell you something, Arsenal fans, and I've said this to many people. There was a point in time, number one, I'll start with number one, when I used to also fight against people like Madrid fans, Barcelona fans, argue with Barcelona fans, Madrid fans, and PSG fans when they're talking about Mbappe. I used to say Foden is part of this conversation. That time, Foden hadn't done much in the Champions League. They used to tell me we haven't seen Foden do anything in a Champions League or in a match that's high quality, which is the Champions League. Saka's first Champions League is this season. I repeat, Saka's first Champions League is this season. So this is the first time we're going to see Saka compete against the best in the world. That's what the Champions League is. I'm telling you, Arsenal fans, you better chill. Yes, we know this kid has potential, but it is what it is. Right now, even with the eye test, I think the better football player is Foden. Saka is effective, and obviously GA merchants will love him. Goals and assists for the people who don't understand what GA is, they'll love him because that's all Arsenal fans will bring. When they're arguing against Saka versus Foden, they will bring GA. Oh, look at his goals and assists. Because in that Arsenal team, there's a lot of ballers who can't score. That's the issue. Most of your players can't score. That's the reason why you're looking for a striker. So Saka shines in that system. But let me also just tell you this. I have no issue against Saka. I know Saka will be world class one day with his potential. But right now, you need to chill. You guys, let me give you an example. Do you know the way you guys are getting pissed off, Arsenal fans, when Chelsea fans are comparing Palmer to Saka? That's how we used to get pissed off when you're comparing Saka to Foden. Saka hasn't done much yet. How many trophies does Saka have? Saka has no Premier League trophy. Saka has no UCL trophy. How many premiers do you think Foden has? And how pivotal he was in those premiers? So, guys, when Rio Ferdinand said this kid is world class and Saka is not yet, chill, relax, stop crying. Don't abuse him. Don't go to his Instagram and abuse him. Just wait. And now also let's so far Foden has had a good season. He's played 36 games and has 15 goals and 10 assists in all competitions. This is, I think, is one of his best best seasons production-wise. If you talk about GA, since you guys love GA, but if you talk about playing football, this is the only time, obviously, he's been unleashed by Pep, but he's had good seasons. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. He's had a lot of good seasons. I remember when he was playing Force 9, Forin, or as I call him, Fordinho, he was one of the best Force 9s I think Pep said he's ever seen, how he's ever coached. And that's a guy who's coached Messi. So let's talk about De Bruyne. As I say, De Bruyne is the best player. Is De Bruyne the best player City has ever seen? Now, some City fans will argue because they have been City fans since they were born. They will tell me that we've seen better. For me, during my period of looking at Aguero, Yaya, people like Richard Don, Bellamy, Craig Bellamy, Ireland, looking at Zabaleta and them, man. For me, judging people like Negredo, Jovasic, Nazari, I'm looking at my time of supporting Man City even before the times I've been alive. I wasn't here in the 60s, sadly, or 70s, so I apologize. According to me, personally, it's my opinion. I think this is the best player I've ever seen so far at Man City. De Bruyne is the best player I've ever seen so far at Man City. And the funny thing is, De Bruyne, right, used to get disrespected. Whenever I used to go to shows and we used to do, who was the all-time best midfielders in the world, in the Premier League to ever played, people used to say, we are putting Lampard, Gerrard, and post scores in front of De Bruyne because De Bruyne has no UCL. I remember those days. Now De Bruyne has a UCL and has got a lot of Premier Leagues, more Premier Leagues than Gerrard, by the way. And that's not a shot to Liverpool fans. Don't start getting touchy. I know some of you guys get emotional. It's more Premier Leagues than Gerrard. And we also go back to say, I really like Foden, though he plays for Man City. He's a baller. Right now, he's getting his due respect. Foden has become a man. But let's go to De Bruyne. De Bruyne right now, just within 9 games, he's got 8 assists already. That's within 9 games. 8 assists, obviously 2 goals. This guy, the time he came back, even Klopp said the whole world is shaking. The whole world of football is shaking. And for you to know that De Bruyne right now is highly rated by most of the players, every interview, every player is asked, who's the best player? Who would you like to play with? They say Kevin De Bruyne. And it's quite funny that now, if you look at those all-time greatest players in the Premier League starting 11s, De Bruyne's name is now in that starting 11, and Steve Gerrard or somebody else is making space for De Bruyne. I knew this was going to happen, but anyway, it is what it is. At City, the issue is people don't like the team, and mostly they hate on our players. But you do know yourselves deep down that our players are better. The same way people hate on Ruben Diaz. They put that defenders over Ruben Diaz. Yet Ruben Diaz is one of the best defenders in the world, and Ruben Diaz is one of the defenders in the Prem who debuted in the Prem and had one of the most successful times for a defender. Let's not forget, this guy was the UEFA Defender of the Year. He was the Player of the Year. He was the FIFA Defender of the Year. He was the Premier League Player of the Season. The PFA, whatever you call it, Player of the Season. This guy, the Writers Player of the Season, Ruben Diaz, got the most awards for a defender. He even got more awards than Van Dijk. So, guys, let's keep going. Right now, this duo, man, between Foden and Kelvin the GOAT, obviously, people can hate and you can cry. This it's my channel. I can give them whatever nicknames I can. These two right now are making a great connection. Going back to the game, Foden says, I'm starting to feel a very great connection with De Bruyne. And the more Pep is trusting me in that midfield, I feel more comfortable. And not only has Foden stepped up right now, he also stepped up when Haaland and De Bruyne were injured. Foden stepped up and became a man, and he started carrying this team. This season, City fans, I want you to stop being humble. It's about time we start doing the campaign. Foden for Player of the Season. He has to. He is balling. He is that good. Let's start using eyes and stop using GA. Anyway, let's move on to. Let's be happy with both. Let's move on to Doku and Grealish. So obviously, Grealish started the game. Some people, I think, on Twitter and some people on YouTube think I hate Jack Grealish, which I don't. I just wanted Jack, when he first came to City, to be better than he was, because when Jack was coming to City, I was one of the guys who was twerking for Jack. I was so happy. I was like, this guy, he's coming to City. He's going to be so good. When De Bruyne is done, Jack is going to take over the team. I was Jack's #1 fan. But the thing is, I was disappointed when he came in. He also came in as a De Bruyne fan. He seemed like he was overwhelmed by the whole occasion. It seemed like Jack came to City and saw City players and said, "Oh wow, am I really here?" So the way he used to play all the time, he was shy. Whenever he gets the ball, he never wanted to keep the ball. He wanted to give the ball to somebody else. So that was sort of saying, I was like, "Oh my God, man, you've come here for 100 million. I know it's not your fault. You're a baller. You carried Aston Villa on your back. Yes, this is a next level challenge, but I wanted him to be the man." I've always wanted Jack to be the man, and I've always wanted Jack to play the number 10 or midfield. So I was demanding more from Jack. And I remember a lot of City fans, it actually got toxic on my channel. I think one person once called me a racist. It happened. Obviously, we sorted that out. What people were attacking me, oh, you hate Jack because he's English. How dare you? Yet I'm a Forin fan and I'm a Jack fan. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is now people have started comparing Jack and Doku. So Jack was first on the pitch in the Copenhagen game. He was amazing, incredible. And I think if he stayed in that game, we could have won that game like 7-0 or with more goals. Jack was sharp. He was even sharp in the previous game, Brentford, when he came on. Jack was sharp against Copenhagen. It was amazing football. It was perfect. I was like, this is the Jack we wanted. This is the Jack we got last season. Unfortunately, as I was saying, in the overall explanation of the match when I started this video, again, the ref was just allowing the Copenhagen players to just hack down our players. Then Jack felt the effect and got injured. I could see from his face, he was in tears. He wasn't happy. He tried to play on, but Pep Guardiola subbed him. So there came in Doku. Now, where I say be happy with both and stop comparing. Doku is 21 years old, people. I repeat, Doku is 21 years old. And this kid, this is his first season at City. Again, when I was difficult on Jack, or when all other City fans were difficult on other players, people told me to calm down and give Jack a season. Why is the energy of giving Jack a season not being given to Doku? Why is the energy of giving Bernardo Silva a season? Bernardo Silva said it himself that, oh, these new players will need a season. Why is that energy of saying give players a season at City not being given to Doku or Nunes? I've seen people say Nunes out. Nunes is not good enough. Are you serious? Nunes is not good enough. Nunes has to leave. Oh, Kovacic is. This is Kovacic's first season. Nunes' first season. Doku's first season. City fans, can we stop flip-flopping, please? This behavior of flip-flopping. Doku against Bournemouth, he carried the team. The team wasn't playing good. They played crap. Doku carried that match, the Bournemouth game. People were like, oh my God, Doku. Oh, this kid is a superstar. I saw most of you on Twitter. Doku, oh my God, this guy is the next is the next Messi. Some of you are saying that, even though I knew it was cap. But what I'm saying is now you flip-flop. I have seen tweets from big accounts saying Doku is not good enough. I have seen tweets from people saying, oh, Doku could never is not suited for this team. Guys, give it a break. This is Doku's first season. We gave Jack, Super Jack, a chance his first season. We gave Rodri a chance in his first season where he was bad, by the way. Rodri was horrible. We gave a lot of players in this team. John Stones was one of the worst defenders I've ever seen when he first came this season. He used to give away the ball, silly balls, and every goal was John Stones. But guess what? We gave him a season, and now John Stones is one of the best defenders in in the world, and not even, if we can say, one of the best defenders Man City have ever seen. So guys, stop comparing Doku and Jack. Just appreciate both. And Savio is coming now, and this is what I can give a warning to most of you. When Savio comes in, you're going to forget Doku and Jack again. This is what's going to happen with this sort of behavior. So let's just appreciate the fact that we are getting ballers. We are getting ballers. And Doku tried his best in this match against Copenhagen. Or I can ask Doku, and this is just a bit of constructive criticism, is I think when he learns how to dribble and when he gets to the byline, he mustn't just cut the ball. He must look first, put his head up, look and see who's in the box and try find his man in the box. I think Doku will be better. But anyway, I wish Super Jack comes back because I think Jack is going to be very pivotal in our campaign in the UCL, and he might be pivotal in this campaign. We're trying to win another treble. Okay, so the last part of everything is stop questioning Pep Guardiola. He's simply the best. I am also guilty for this because I was against Pep most times when he drops these funny lineups. I was against Pep this season when he was dropping Calvin Phillips. I was like, why are you putting Calvin Phillips on the bench? Phillips is Phillips is the substitute to Rodri. Get Calvin Phillips back. But guess what? I have learnt my lesson. I have learnt my lesson. Obviously, I've learnt my lesson multiple times. I stopped already doubting this man, but this season he's exposed me again. This guy exposes me every season. I'm pretty sure everybody who is watching this, you get exposed again by this guy, because every season the team starts so slow, then we start cursing this man. Oh, Pep, what are you doing? Oh, Pep, why are you frustrating? Why are you playing this guy? Why are you playing this guy? But every time the league doubts him, other rival fans start saying Man City is finished, Pep is done. The pundits say Pep is done, Man City is finished. City fans start saying, what is Pep doing? This guy is mad. All of a sudden, boom, we find ourselves, we're near to the top and we're competing again in all competitions. Guys, Pep, the way he set up the team, I think that was our strongest 11. If I'm not lying, that was our strongest 11 I've ever seen. That 11 was, I think, the strongest one I can ever see this season. Most of the 11s have been iffy. You're like, oh, why is this one here? Why is it? But that 11 was strong enough. That's why I think Copenhagen had no sniff of the ball. But guys, that is my video. Comment in the comment section if you like the way I did the presentation. If you missed this, go from the beginning. I presented everything. I talked about the game overall, how it was one of the best, I think, football games I've seen City play this season. If I'm not lying, it's the best way I've seen us play this season. The way we were holding onto the ball, the way we were passing, the movement between the players, and the way we looked very hungry. I also spoke about Doku. I spoke about Ake being underrated as one of the best defenders. I spoke about Foden, who's become a man right now, who's become the man at Man City. I spoke about Foden's partnership with De Bruyne. I spoke about De Bruyne and his importance to the football game in general, and is important to the Man City team. He's already got 8 assists in 9 games. And then I spoke about Doku and Grealish. So go back, guys, if you missed it and watched it. Drop a like and subscribe. And guys, as I said, from in this year of 2024, I'm trying to get to 3K. So subscribe, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet. Like the video, share the video with your cat, your dog, your family, your whole village, your whole apartment block if you have one. But anyway, guys, appreciate it as always. Appreciate the support, and we'll be back for the Chelsea preview. And then we also will do a video on the City's chances on winning a treble this season. That will have Carl and some of the panel guys. You see them later on when we are doing that video. But for now, guys, have a lovely day. And thank you very much as always, guys. Peace.